How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and boy do we have a great video for you today. The reason why you probably clicked on this video is because of what it's about. Being able to have $46,000 in a brand new Duramax, well, that's pretty unheard of. So today in our video, I'm going to kind of take you guys through the steps of how I got this truck for that amount. It is a 2022 Chevrolet High Country Duramax. It is fully loaded, awesome truck. So I'll be able to show you guys the interior of the truck. Can't show you the outside yet because I already put aftermarket wheels and tires on it, and it did not quite go out as planned. So I'm going to show that to you in the next video. So come back, hit the subscribe button, come back for that video, and you'll probably have a good laugh at the wheels and tires that I accidentally kind of bought from Custom Offsets, and it did not work out. So yeah, tune in for that video. That'll be coming up in a few weeks, months, something like that. But yeah, for this video, I'm going to take you through how I got this truck and kind of what it is, and hopefully you can kind of do the same. So I hope you enjoy the video. So like I said, I can't show you too much of the truck because of my wheel and tires that are on it. I do not want to show that quite yet, but it is a Duramax High Country, and it's been really dirty, so yeah, extremely covered in mud. Kind of an inside look. It's got about all the options you would want. It's got heads-up display, which you can't really see that, but that's up there. Heated, cooled seats, sensors, power down and up tailgate, leather, sunroof, backsliding glass. So, you know, just your basic, well, I guess it's not really basic, but it's got some pretty great features. Pretty decent truck. All right, let's get to the math. Okay, so I'm in the back seat of the truck, and I want to do a kind of a breakdown of how I paid this for this truck. Now, I want to start by saying it's not like I went to a dealership and paid $46,000 for this truck. No, that's not going to obviously happen because it's a brand new truck, and this truck's MSRP is almost 80 grand. So, I mean, obviously that's not going to happen. So this video is showing that I only have 46 grand of my own money in the truck. Yes, I paid 80 grand for it. That's what I paid. But I only have 46 in it. So here is a little bit of how I did that. So follow along with me and let me know if you have any questions. But as you guys know, I've went through a lot of trucks. Last year, 2021, I think I had 4 or 5 trucks. I'll go ahead and break it down for you guys. But with the market, with the pandemic, basically I would buy a truck, I would drive it for 5 or 7 or 10,000 miles, and then I would sell it to a dealer that paid me way more than I paid for it, just because trucks were hard to get. So I started in, we'll go ahead and put 2021. I started in 2021 with a 2018 Silverado half-ton. So, okay, well at that time, I actually bought that in 2020, but we'll just say I ended up selling it at the beginning of 21. So I had in that truck, I had $23,000 is what I paid for that truck. It had 90,000 miles on it. I got a really good deal on it. But yeah, so that's what I paid for it. So 23 grand. What I ended up doing is I contacted a dealer and I'm going to plus $18,000. So I put 18 grand of my money with my 2018 Silverado, and I ended up getting a 21 Silverado. Okay. So 23 plus 18, 41 grand. I had 41 grand in my 21 Silverado. Okay, so next I kept that truck, drove it for a little while, and I ended up selling that truck as well. So I sold it, let's see, I sold it, so we had 41 grand in it, and then we're gonna go minus, I sold it for 54. Yeah, I know, I got a lot out of it. So it had 7,000 miles on it, and I sold it for $54,000. So we are at, I have a cheat sheet here so I can make sure I'm doing my math right. We are at negative $13,000. Following me? Hope so. Okay, so negative 13K, but then I bought a 21 GMC half ton. It was a red truck, and I paid 51 grand for it. So we're gonna plus 51K. So we got negative 13,000 plus 51K, which is $38,000. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So, I had 38 grand in that truck. I drove it for a little bit, not very long, and I sold that truck for, so minus, I sold it for 53. So I had 38 minus 53, which is negative, equals negative 15K. All right. From there, I bought another 2021 GMC. It was the 3.0 diesel, the white truck that you guys probably seen. If not, go back in the channel and check that out because I really liked that 3.0. But I bought it for $51,000 as well. So plus $51,000. So we take negative 15 plus 51K, which is 36K. I did all this math beforehand, so I'm not really good at math. I'm literally looking at a piece of paper. So, so I had 36K in that truck. Well, I sold it for, so we'll go minus, I sold it for 60 grand. So 60K I got out of that truck. So that is 36 minus 60, which is 24K. All right, and then I bought my 2022 GMC 2500 Duramax. You guys saw that truck. It was blue. Really, really nice truck. So, and for that truck, I paid, well, after wheels and tires and stuff, I had 75 grand in it. So we're going to do 75 grand in that truck. So then we do 24 plus 75, or I'm sorry, negative 24 plus 75, which comes to 51K. That's what I had in that truck. Okay, well then after only owning it for 2.5 months, I sold it. So 51K plus, I sold it for 85,000. Made a lot of money on that truck. So sold it for 85 grand. So that was, yeah, that was 51K minus 85 grand. And now we are at negative 34. Running out of room here. Negative 34 grand. But then I bought this truck. So this is a 22 Silverado 2500 Duramax. And I paid right at 80 grand for this truck. So then for our final math, we'll take negative 34,000 plus 80 grand, and we come out to $46,000. Yep. So I know that's all backwards and you can't read that, but I wanted to just write it down to, take you through it to make myself feel better, I guess. But anyway, so I hope that makes sense. I started out with my Silverado, my 2018, and in a year's time, I'm driving a 22 Silverado 2500, and I only paid 46 grand of my own money. So basically, as you get from this, I just kept buying a truck, driving it a little while, selling it, making money on it every time, and then I would just put that money into a newer truck and a nicer truck. So every time I'm upgrading, but I'm really not spending any of my money, if that makes sense. So that's how I have 46 grand in a truck that's worth about 90 grand right now. So took about a year, going through some trucks. But yeah, I mean, it could be off a little bit also. I mean, give or take a couple $1,000. But for the most part, that's how I did it. So I wanted to tell you guys because for the most part, it's fairly easy. And so it's pretty nice to be able to drive in a nice vehicle, but not have a bunch of money into it. So I wanted to tell this to you guys, so maybe you can do it as well. I mean, watch the market, watch what's going on. That's what we do. I mean, there's like this truck, my 21 GMC, it's a red truck, and I owned it for too long. And when I went to sell it, I paid 51 for it, and I only got 53 out of it. The market at that time kind of went down, so I didn't get very much money out of that truck. So that was kind of a bummer. But then when I bought my other 21, I paid 51 for it as well. It was the AT4 white truck, and I got 60 out of it. So the market had just went way up, went crazy, and I sold it at the right time, got 60 grand out of that truck. So same with my blue Duramax that I sold a couple weeks ago, that you guys seen here on the channel. So anyway, this truck now that I have is pretty sweet. It's white. I love the color. The package is really cool. So give me some ideas of what you guys want me to do to this truck. Should I keep it longer or should I sell it and make more money? What would you do in my situation? I really do want to keep a truck for, a little while, being able to make my own. I like to do color match mirrors, color match flares, color match bumper and steps. And, I'd like to do the full kind of almost a build for some show trucks or from some truck shows this year. But let me know what you guys think. I did put wheels and tires on this truck, as I already mentioned, and I hate them. So tune in for that video because it's pretty funny. It's not what I expected at all. But I got another setup coming in for that as well. We also got rock lights and tail lights and other small things that we're doing to the truck. So check it out. Also follow us on Instagram if you want to see some pictures and just keep up with us. But hey, appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you on the next video. Also, at the end of this video, I'm going to put in a picture of all the trucks that I talked about with this, and you guys can be able to see all the trucks that I had. That was even before this channel was started, so you'll be able to see those trucks and kind of get a better idea of what I owned, what I did to them, and how I made the money on them. So thanks again for watching. Hope this helps you out.